We can still hear
Dave
you.
today?
He'll be here in a minute.
Okay.
It'll take us that long to get it working. Here's the third tap.
So 308, well, green can go to 1,000. So.
Oh, we're flashing finally. To start. There we go. Pass that Brad's way.
That's heavy. That's a lot of money.
Thank you. Don't get too close to it. Looks like we'll call to order the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for February the 13th, 2025. My apologies, the frog in my throat is not Kermit, so at least then I'd be a little more entertaining. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes of the previous meeting? If so, entertain any motions related to?
I have and make a motion to accept them as presented.
I'll second that. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. No public hearings, no old business. We'll go right into new business. Let's see. We've got parking space renewals. These are the handicap renewals. David Beavers, 308 North Pine Street. Patients has signature from the doctor. Appears that everything is in order for David.
You want to do them both at the same time or individually?
Sure can.
Okay.
Second one is Brian Bannister. 341 East Street. Doctor's signatures, everything appears to be in order on this one as well.
If everything's in order and in place, I would make a motion that we approve these renewals.
I'll second. Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Jane, how many do we have left on those?
We have one.
Okay. I was going to say, I knew we had to be getting close. So. Next up, Farmers Market. Chick-fil-A Columbus would like to come to town February 17th, 20th, 21st, 24th, and 28th, 11 to 1 for a lunchtime visit. Any questions on Chick-fil-A and their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dates for the remainder of February?
There he is. Morning, Dave.
Morning. Thought somebody
Welcome,
would
Dave.
say it. Dave Early's late.
No questions for me, except I wish they'd build a restaurant. But
I don't disagree with you at all, but
I don't think they're going to in February or in March
no, probably not.
or February.
I'll make a motion to approve Chick-fil-A.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we've got a peaceful protest March 1st from 4 to 6 p.m. They're requesting cones and no parking and picnic tables at the farmer's market lot. Let's see.
Do we know what we're
Parking,
protesting?
picnic tables. Donna's, is that the name? Is she here? Okay. I have no idea what to tell you on that one, Brad.
Yeah.
It just says type of activity, peaceful protest.
If it's peaceful.
I would love to answer questions for you, but I can only tell you
I
what's
didn't see
in front.
anything on the paperwork, so
Yeah,
didn't know if you knew anything different or not. But
no, I did, and if I'm not mistaken, she didn't really give you much to work off of, did she, Jane?
What? I'm sorry.
I know, Melissa was talking to you.
Sorry.
I said she really didn't give you much to work off of, did
She
she?
did not.
There's not a topic or anything.
She did not say. She
Just
said
a
she was.
peaceful protest.
What is the will of the board?
I hear the door, maybe.
Yeah, let's hold on a second.
Nope.
That would be James Plump, not.
You're not who they were looking for.
I know there has been protests there before, but I don't know if we were unaware of what they were or.
No, when they were there before, they come in and, said that they wanted to protest whatever the topic was. It's kind of that, Chris, you might as well jump in at any point, because it's kind of that sticky middle ground on it, because you can't really.
Yeah, you can't make a decision based on the viewpoint of whatever the protest is.
And that is the parking lot that we've allowed it before.
Yeah.
Last time we did assign an officer during the event. And there are some simple guidelines. You can't block the street, you can't block a sidewalk, those things.
So there will be an officer there?
We can request one, yes.
I think that'd be a good idea.
That'd
And
be a
if
real good
something
idea.
happens to go stray,
Is this do we know if this was somebody local that's requesting this?
Jane, did you get an address or anything from her?
She lives here. Her phone
Okay.
number is here, so.
So she is from here.
well, and like Chris was saying, we really can't discriminate against what they're protesting.
No, and we
I
have
guess,
allowed
right?
it before.
Yeah.
So I would say if there was a police officer there and
That's-
they go by the guidelines and it's a 2-hour event
That's what it looks like.
on a
4 to 6.
Saturday, 4 to 6, so.
I'll make a motion to accept it, providing we have an officer that, can keep an eye on it.
Greg, you were, I think, assistant chief the last time we went through this. Do you still have the guidelines from back then to give to her?
I'd have to look, but yeah, I think so. It was, can't go out in the street, you can't block sidewalks, you gotta be in there, no hate or whatever, you can't threaten people, and
Okay.
People can still use the parking lot, I
they
assume.
can still use the parking lot.
Well, they requested cones for no parking, so it doesn't sound like it.
Well, maybe a few spots, I guess, maybe, I don't know.
I'll say there is a lot open right across the street from it, so.
Yeah. On Saturday at that time, it should be a really busy time.
Yeah.
It's not, it's March 1st, farmer's market's not open yet, right?
Right,
I don't think so.
and it's in the evening, so. I would, I'll entertain any motions, but I will add to whatever the motion is probably that, Greg reach out and get them the guidelines.
Well, Dave made a motion to accept it.
Oh, sorry, Dave.
Yeah, I showed up here, I didn't know if you'd ignored it. I did
I'm just
kinda
gonna tell
slipped
you
in
right
under the
now,
radar.
I'm in a little bit of a fog
It's all right,
today,
it's
so.
all right.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second, all those in favor signify with aye.
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 Motion carries. Next up. Fundraiser event, in front of 107 South Chestnut Street. Let's see, Chestnut Street in front of the community center, 107 South Chestnut. They're having a fundraiser for the St. Ambrose, St. Vincent de Paul Homeless Ministry at the community center. They'd like to have the truck there to also invite the public to purchase food.
So they'll be blocking some parking spots, I assume, then.
Yeah, it would take up some parking spaces. It is Junkyard Barbecue, by the way, sorry, is who the request is from. So it's from 4 to 9 on the 22nd of February.
That's a Saturday evening as well, so. Wouldn't think a super busy time in that block.
Shouldn't be.
I would, make a motion to allow that.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second to approve food truck for St. Vincent de Paul. All those in favor signify with aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Next up, we got food truck license renewals. Okay, first is Ron and Mary Kimsey. Sorry, your and looks like a D. 206 something Lane, Crothersville. Mrs. Pizza by the Slice, whole or a combo meal. Certificate of liability insurance, property insurance, our health, Jackson County Health Department, caring for the kids' car show 2023. This is Patriot Pizza. Driver's licenses from both. Registered retail merchant certificates. License to, not sure.
It's the Indiana code that states since they're a veteran, basically the fee is waived.
Okay.
That's what that
Is
is.
that, I
Yeah.
was gonna say, I'm getting into the code now, so that's what I was trying to decode.
Well, I just thought I would help you out with it.
All puns intended. Okay. So that's what we have. And then, no fee applied because they are a veteran-owned company. I guess that's how to word that.
Was there an insurance certificate on there? Is that-
There was,
Okay.
yes.
Didn't hear that one called off.
We haven't had any complaints from Patriot Pizza, have we?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I don't remember that name, but
I don't either. Must not be around a lot.
it is a renewal though, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Are we gonna just do each one individually? You wanna do them all three? Let's just do them individually.
Let's do them individually, okay.
I'll make a motion to allow Patriot Pizza the renewal.
Second.
Motion and a second to renew Patriot Pizza. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next up, Chick-fil-A Columbus, National Road. Sandwiches, nuggets, chips, desserts, and drinks. Insurance, a picture, they do a little tent, driver, license. Chick-fil-A National Road, Columbus. Van and a tent, okay. Help me with your note, Mel, what's this? Get from them each date we are,
So I think it's because they don't have a kitchen here, they just bring the van down, the health department inspects them. I think they look at them every time they're here, but they get like a monthly
okay,
approval basically from them. And I have talked with the health department in the past about them, and they keep up like they're supposed to with them.
okay. And then do we know is Denise Louise Thomas, the owner of Chick-fil-A Columbus?
She is the only one I've ever communicated, so that's my assumption. Oh, the actual Chick-fil-A in Columbus? Now that I do not know.
Chris, how you wanna go on that one? Since this came up 2 or 3 meetings ago.
It did come up a couple weeks ago. And and the ordinance requires the applicant to provide a driver's license.
So do we need Mel to get the driver's license from the owner of the Chick-fil-A, franchise
Would
owner?
it need to be the owner of the actual restaurant?
Let's just say the driver.
The ordinance is written and it says applicant must submit the valid driver's license.
Whoever's filling out the application.
But it's the applicant is a company. Who's the
Chick-fil-A have a driver's license?
I could put one together on Photoshop real quick.
What did we do on last year's? We'll look at that.
Obviously, we renewed it.
Yep.
Yeah, we didn't even think about it last year. It wasn't until a couple meetings. It was
Yeah,
probably
a
when you
couple
were
meetings
gone
ago.
was,
Must have been.
we had one come up. The applicant and the driver's license weren't the same,
Okay.
so,
What'd you do with it?
denied it until they changed the application.
Do we have 2 Chick-fil-A's that come to Seymour?
We
It's
do.
always the one.
Do we have 2? Okay.
And see, and I've talked with Denise about the other one, but the actual information, once they realized they had to get them both permitted, comes from somebody else. Like, this is the one that Denise operates.
Is one from Louisville or something, or?
That's what I was thinking, is that,
I have to look.
okay.
I think it's not, what is it? I thought it was. Yeah, I think it's not Columbus, but yeah.
Wanna explore that and then look at it?
I-
Are they the ones that's requesting these dates?
Probably.
February
Yes, they are.
17th, which is Monday?
When do they expire, Mel, do you know?
They are.
They are, so they need to renew now.
Yes, they do, yeah.
Can you make a phone call and we can do an email if we need to?
I would think just getting a copy of the driver's license of one of the franchise owners would be enough to fulfill the way our
satisfy the
wording is.
requirement of the ordinance. And I will recommend to, what would that be, retail and development, that they kind of review. And I know that review is coming from that committee at council
Yeah.
to review our food truck ordinance, and I will suggest that that be changed, because this is not the first time a business has sought a license, so
The council needs to specify who,
I think they do need to clean up the language
I think there's
to make it
a lot
more
of things
workable.
cleaned up in the ordinance. maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you okay with making a recommendation pending we get the driver's license on file? Is that,
That would be my
that would be my,
recommendation.
that
Okay
would
with
be
you, Chris?
in the form of a motion?
Dave made a motion, I'll second the motion to approve pending getting a driver's license from
You want the driver's license from whomever owns
the
the
franchise.
Columbus franchise.
Whoever was, yeah, whatever this is.
Motion and a second to approve pending Mel getting what she needs. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, next up, we got Mama T's as a renewal liability insurance check.
They are the same way with the health department, and I've included in the back of that, I believe I included it, an email where I'd actually emailed the health department confirming that that is what they do. I don't see it now in my stack, so you may not have it, but I do have it. Oh, yes, it's in there.
Okay, so let's see, they do not have a commissary kitchen, and they're inspecting her every time she sets up. Dustin from the health department does say that is correct. They do get inspected before they operate each separate time. Okay, so we got a trailer. I'm pretty sure that's who owns it. And a retail merchant certificate. Insurance is in there. Other questions I can answer for you? Or try to.
So everything's in place, you're saying?
Other than the health department inspection, which is, so the health department is changing their approach to commissary kitchens. So this one gets inspected every time it sets
Every
up.
time it's here?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
But, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it may be more work for them, but still, it's.
Yeah.
Right down their alley, I think.
So
I
do we
wouldn't
think
know
if
how
they
to
set
do it.
up somewhere on a Sunday, somebody from the health department goes out and checks on it?
I would doubt it,
Oh, I'm just asking.
but on a positive note, for the guy that's not feeling spectacular, they do have chicken and dumplings,
Mm.
mashed taters, green beans, and bottled soda. And it legit says taters. So, yeah, I mean, you guys tell me your feelings on that
Are
one
they
with
local?
the question about Sunday inspections.
Are they local?
They are more or less a local Paris Crossing.
Oh, okay.
Probably is the closest one of the three so far. Brothersville, Paris
Well,
Crossing. And
you know, Sunday, that's a health department thing, it's not our
That's,
thing.
that's kinda, I'm like you, that if they're choosing to inspect them when they're open, then,
They trust them, the health department trusts them to have
yeah.
everything in order, then, and maybe they do inspect them on Sunday, I don't know.
JG, can you get some finer details of what's going on with that commissary kitchen stuff? and bring it back to us at a later date.
I'm gonna come to the mic because that's the proper way to do this, not talk from my seat. Yes, sir, what was your,
He wasn't paying attention, was he?
Can you talk to the health department? I know Kelly has, but can you guys coordinate and tell us, come back to us and let us know what the commissary kitchen
Sure.
issues are, and that way we can figure out how we proceed with our redraft of the subordinate stuff at the council level.
will do.
Thank you.
Boy, glad you stepped up there for that. That
Good
was,
job,
yeah.
Jeremy.
Hey, you gotta do that.
So back to the board works though. How do you guys want to deal with this one today?
I'm okay with,
I see no reason.
yeah,
not
I'll
to.
make a motion to allow Mama T's, yep.
I'll second.
Renewal.
Motion and a second to approve Mama T's. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Hey, we get to move on to the next item. Hey, we have a food truck application. Let's see, the applicant's name is Pedro Miguel Bartolome. I'll go with that. Takara Chapin 502 is the name of the truck. Let's see. Tacos. It's a taco truck. Operating out of here in Seymour. Let's see. So am I reading this right, Mel? They do not have their liability insurance in here?
No, they did. They brought it to me late.
Okay.
I brought it to you. didn't I? It's maybe in the back, because they brought it to me late and I gave it to her.
Okay.
Actually, driver's license match the owner.
Huh? While Chris reviews that one, we're gonna go on to Crossroads Park Reservation.
Here's your pro.
Look at the license.
It's the same issue.
So Chris Broughton with Genesis 224 Ministries would like to request Crossroads from June 4th to June 7th. They would like to have it from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and it's for gathering of local churches, for prayer, worship, teaching, all that stuff. This is an annual event. It has gone through the park board and has been approved. They are a nonprofit, so we do not typically charge them.
So I guess those times were available and
Times are available, and they're also requesting to waive the fee. And I think this is the third year
I believe so, yes.
for this event.
we waived the fee previously.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we have. Sounds familiar, yep.
Well, I would make the motion that we do the same as we've done previous with them.
Second?
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
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 Thank you.
Motion carries.
I would say, just like with Chick-fil-A, since the applicant did not submit a valid driver's license, we either need to acquire one from him. If he does not have one or does not provide one, get an amended application with either Martin Miguel's or Ignacio Diego included as an applicant. And that will satisfy our ordinance as it's written currently.
I think I'd recommend we table this one until we get everything. You think that's the way to do it, or?
I believe that's what we
Approve
did
it.
with the or what is it, was that an outright denial and have them reapply?
I don't
That was a
remember.
denial.
The denial, okay. But however, I think denying outright and having reapply or tabling would,
Both would accomplish the same thing.
Did they submit a license or not?
Mhm.
They did, but it wasn't valid?
It's
Or, I mean,
not
driver's
in
license.
it's not in the owner's name.
Okay,
It's in somebody else's name.
okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, didn't the owner have a learner's permit?
The
No,
other
that's
gentleman that
not
was
the
at it,
owner.
The owner, I do not believe, has the license.
Okay.
Now, that is the same address though,
This is
so it
also
might be
one
a
I will
child.
just put out there, which I know there's nothing in it right now, but he's not planning on moving this one. This one is setting up at what he intends to be, I think, a more permanent location on Second Street.
Does that make it a mobile food truck?
No,
Yeah, I know that's kind of one of the things that we're looking into, but there's nothing in the ordinance really about that, but that is the intention with this, I do believe.
So I would say that we table this one, pending trying to get the license straightened out. I would also encourage retail development, if they're watching in, to, act sooner than later on their ordinance changes.
I'll second your motion.
Motion and a second to table. All those in favor signify with aye.
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 Motion carries. Tabled. Eric?
Good morning. First item I have is asking for signatures for 3 promotions. First one will be James Murphy to be promoted to battalion chief. Brad Knight be promoted to the rank of captain, and Jaden Brown will be promoted to the rank of shift inspector. Just asking for signatures on those. For information, Assistant Chief Walker will be, and his committee will be doing lieutenant interviews tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Second item I have, I probably should have worn my white shirt.
I was getting ready to say, I just.
I'm
look right.
disappointed. We can't approve
I'm
things without a
asking
white
for-
shirt.
I'm asking for a signature for, McQueen to start the process of, to replace engine 1.
Do they have money?
Has that been identified?
Right now, so we talked about, by the time this one comes to pay for, it'll be time for another capital loan.
We'll need money till 2028, we'll be expecting delivery coming in.
Might be someone else's problem at that time.
That's true. Okay. But we do have enough to cover it in general, even though we know we're going to fund it down the road.
What is that price now?
1.2.
Didn't you used to buy ladder trucks for about
Well,
that?
the last ladder truck 5 years ago was 1.25, I think.
They're 3 now.
I know.
Are they up to 3?
holy smokes. My last engine was
They
87.5.
just zoomed right past 2.
Well, it's 2.
Didn't even
son.
stop.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
close. You might as well say 3.
So this is the Lightning McQueen Engine 1.
Yes.
Floyd got it.
You guys, you looked at some others too, right?
Excuse me?
You looked at some other engines too.
Yes, yep.
I'll make a motion to approve purchasing, or to sign the contract to start the purchase.
I'll second it.
Engine 1.
Thank you.
Motion and a second. We haven't said yes yet. Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
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 Thank you.
Boy, that's a business, isn't it?
We get public.
WPC, did anybody wear a white shirt from over there?
So much up front.
No, not all, this is basically have to sign the contract.
Okay.
Seems like the white shirt's gone out of style this
I
year.
guess.
It's not,
You had to have so much.
they're getting too cocky.
Now that
Okay.
these guys are
No,
going
the
with white
last
beards.
ordinance, that we still don't have yet. We did not put him on yet.
Okay.
Good morning, my name's Doug Gregory with WPC. I've got 3 things. The discussion of the commissary kitchen, WPC would like to be in on that with the building commissioner and the council. Because there is a few,
I'll include you.
thank you, Jeremy. There's a few things we'd like to go over with that.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, so, I've got 2 things. We'll start with the end loader. WPC has went out and got some quotes to purchase a new end loader for our operations. The end loader is vital to our operation because it moves the biosolids out of the building into the drying area and then loads it to the truck and it goes to the landfill. The end loader we currently have is 22 years old. It's a John Deere. It was put in service when they expanded the plant in 2002. The construction outfit used it for that, and then it got turned over to WPC after that was opened. We went out for some quotes. We went to Case, John Deere, and Cat. John Deere priced 2 different end loaders. Cat priced 1 and Case priced 1. Case came in as the lowest bidder and it's a pretty good sized machine. It matches the one we have now, so. I did send out emails to you guys so you could get all the numbers. I'm not gonna rattle through all the numbers, but I bargained for a extra year of warranty too, so.
I've seen you guys operate equipment. That's a good idea. Sorry, Corey.
And sometimes we let the mayor run it, so.
Valid point.
So my question to you guys have seen the numbers. I'm asking your permission to go out and purchase a case end loader. This end loader is not ready to pick up. It's still in transit. It's gotta get through customs or something, and it's probably out a month or two.
Is it in your budget?
Yes, it's in our asset management, capital asset management plan to replace.
I just hope you get 20 years out of this one.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
That's-
Hopefully I'm retired by then, so.
I'll make a motion to allow the purchase of the skid steer. You call it a loader, you call it.
End loader.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Second thing I got is a skid steer. The skid steer we have is 10 years old. It's got 2,200 hours on it. It's starting to show its age and wear, and we figure it'd be better to replace it now. It's in the capital asset plan to replace every 10 years. And it still carries value towards a trade-in. So and we will be trading both of these pieces of equipment in on the new one to get some money off. But we went out to 5 different companies for that one. We went to John Deere, Case, Cat, John Deere, Case, Cat, and John Deere price 2. We did try to do Kubota. They act like they were gonna give us a quote. They never showed up. That makes 2 years in a row we've called them for something and they've never showed up for a price. So, with that, and after looking at, we thought all of our attachments that we have on the skid steer now will fit the new one, any of the new ones. So we wouldn't be after any new attachments. We can use the old ones we got. They're not in terrible shape they're not usable. And, we thought we would want a forestry head. After talking and seeing the price of a forestry head, they run anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000. We could probably rent a forestry head. This new machine will handle a forestry head, and we could probably rent a forestry head for that kind of price.
What are you talking about?
It's a big mulching head that goes on the front of a skid steer, and you can run it right into a brush pile, and it'll chew it up and make it mulch. And we rented one last year before, and the machine we have won't run one because it don't have enough horsepower and it don't have enough high flow hydraulic pressure. So we had to rent the machine and the head, and it cost $2,500 for a week. So
You don't need one
yeah,
per
I mean,
year or so?
we probably use it more if we had one readily available, but we figured we could rent one for no more than that is. So, with that being said, Cat came in with trade-in, came in at $70,000 for a brand new machine. And again, this machine's a few months out because nobody has it right now. It's the new model for this year. So, and it's the machine we have now is like a 80, 90 horsepower. This machine is 109 horsepower machine. It takes more horsepower to run that mulching head if we rent one. And we can rent one from McAllister's, Bobcat rents them. Most of your equipment sales will rent a forestry head, so. But that's my question to you. I'm asking you for permission to purchase the Cat.
That's in your plan and in your budget. I'd make a motion to proceed with the purchase.
Second.
Motion and a second on the skid steer. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Doug. Bernie Hausberger.
Good morning, board. I'm Bernie Hausberger, engineer, City of Seymour. I've got 3 things I'd like to go over today. 2 of them were from last meeting, just to kind of get updated on. The first one I'm going to go over is the contract with FPBH for CCMG. should be in front of you on my little stack of papers. We made a slight change on the proposal, basically mentioning that FPVH carries errors and omissions insurance for coverage of any additional costs associated with issues that may arise. That's significant, caused by design issues, so we felt like that was what you wanted to see as far as what we could offer to you extra. So other than that, it's the same contract.
I'm comfortable with the addition from our conversation last meeting.
Well, I mean, it's, I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve, signing the CCMG 25-1 design work
Second.
contract. Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. The next, I wanted to go over the Hannah Wagon and Klein change, amendment number 1 for the 4th and O'Brien project. That was the construction engineering or construction inspection services. They basically have been running without cost or without a contract for the last few months, and we needed to give them more money. So they were wanting $28,000, and I didn't realize they were already down $20,000. So, and that's kind of you wanted more information about this, but that was the reason we went over budget was a multiple of reasons. They kind of went over those within their letter. They also sent us, I think I sent you an email this morning. If you didn't get it, it had also some information about some testing that was completed that had failed, and that had quite a bit of extra work for them to try to make the state happy on what they wanted to see. So just a lot of drawn out work. You know, we were supposed to do full-time inspection. Sometimes the contractor had 1 or 2 people out there, and it just didn't flow as well as we hoped it would.
Well, it sounds like they absorbed some of the cost throughout the project too, right? Did I read that in there?
Well, they did try to keep their staff minimized out here when there wasn't as much work. So, yeah, I would recommend giving the approval for this project. I think they did a good job for us so far.
Any rough guess when the handrail piece will be wrapped up?
Well, they just had a memo come out that the handrail wouldn't fit on the wall, so we're gonna have to put some kind of attach a post to the side in the dirt, basically. So there's actually still changes going on right now.
Okay.
So, and I don't know when that'll be done. It was supposed to be by end of March, but now I'm not sure.
Any other questions?
I'd make a motion to approve the
Change?
as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Then the last one we have is a change order that just came in 2 days ago. Not a change order, but an amendment, request number 1 for phase 1 of the O'Brien Street project, which is the project that runs between the south roundabout at Burkhart up to the railroad tracks at L&I. The second railroad track that goes through the spur that comes into Freeman Field and also goes through the L&I railroad, the main rail. So anyhow, they have an addition. They believe they have additional scope of services in an environmental issue with additional archaeology, then additional storm design, and additional geotech, which is a majority of these extra services. So I don't know where they all get $28,000 from, but they are also asking for $28,000 in additional services over their design contracts. I don't think I have to have this approved today if you wanna look at it a little bit more. I've also asked them a question about the geotechnical need for, they already have a geotechnical report for this job. They've asked for additional geotech for infiltration through the water through the sand, because they're going to use some open ditches to filter water down into the aquifer versus having an outlet drain. So there's some details there that I'm not totally confident with, but I thought I'd bring it up in front of you and let you talk about it at this point.
So what you're saying is you're getting more details and you get back with us next meeting?
I can do that. That's what I would prefer to do.
Okay.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
What else you got, Bernie?
That's all I got.
I just want to point out, remember a few years ago, WPC, when your guys' magic number was like $56,000? Like everything that came in was 56,000. So Bernie's stuck on 28 now.
At least it's half the 56.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we'll take it.
And I just wanted to say,
And we
ka-chow.
do have, hey Bernie, we do have a meeting scheduled with them people too.
Man.
About the South of Bryan Street.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, there is a field check scheduled for 4th of March. You guys are all welcome to come to that, and it starts here at the office, for that same project. If you want the time, I'll send it to you. I can. Thank you.
Bring your orange vest.
Be on vacation.
10 o'clock.
Mr. Bose, you're up.
Have two requests for sewer adjustments. First one is Mike Jordan family at 485 South Avenue. Had a busted pipe outside. I read through it, everything made sense. They were able to get it shut off and repaired. Looking for a credit of $527.04. Second one is Jacob Albrand, 2069 Creekside Drive. Outside water spigot was left on. That was caught and shut off, and they are looking for a credit of $115.29. As both meet our criteria, I would ask that you approve these two sewer adjustments.
Motion to approve both.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next up, we had just a couple things that came in between times, as they always do. Humble Joe's Coffee was approved to be on next to the Copper Top on 2/7. That did receive its approval electronically, so those just need signed. Java Goat and Dirty Dough, 11 to 2. At the farmer's market lot. Same concept.
The other besides Java Goat?
Dirty Dough.
Dirty Dough, okay, sorry.
Dirty Dough. And last but not least, there was roof maintenance and a crane on the street. Royalty Roofing at 103 North Chestnut Street. They needed to block some parking spots for the crane.
We did so.
So that one got approved as well. Any other miscellaneous from the board?
Nothing here.
Miscellaneous from the audience? Going twice.
Motion to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.
Question.